Why not anxious? Dude, that's a mess. Hey, check this out. I'm just in our cottage, and it's looking pretty empty. My voice is pretty echo in here. Normally there's furniture and everything, but now we've got a lot of empty rooms. And you might say, why is this happening? Well, this is happening because we are moving away from Airbnb and moving into permanent long-term rentals. And part of that, I mean, when it was an Airbnb, there was all furniture in here, and that has to go. So my wife has had removalists this week. It's still got to exit clean. There's a fair bit of work to do, but I want you to come in here and check this out. Now, if you have been at all involved in living away from your parents or generally being a parent, you will recognize this particular scene. This is, of course, an Ikea build. And look, it's a mess. It's a mess. Look, come and check out over here. Check out how many parts there are right there. There's a lot of parts. There's pieces everywhere. Here's some drawers that I already built, so that's pretty cool. But I want you to appreciate that my level of anxiety about this is minimal. Minimal anxiety. I'm not fussed by this. Yeah, it looks like a giant mess right now, but why is there no anxiety? Well, the reason for that is very simple. And the reason for that is this little booklet here, also known as Step 13, which is now done. Oh no, I missed a piece. I missed a piece on Step 13, but this booklet is the difference between this being an overwhelming mess and a built wardrobe. How can that be? I've never built this wardrobe before. I have built Ikea before, so I knew what I was kind of heading in for, but it was a bit daunting when I pulled open the boxes and there's a lot of pieces. I was like, oh man. So what did I do? Well, I just started with step number 1 and then went to step 2 and step 3 and step 4. And I'm up to step 13 right now, and no anxiety. Why? Because if I just keep doing the next step, as is documented here in these instructions, guess what's going to happen? Eventually, the work will be done, and I will have the result of a built wardrobe. Now, could I pay someone to do this? Yes, I could, and they could follow these instructions and end up with the same result. I could even walk away right now and get somebody else, and they could come in and I could tell them and say, hey, we're up to 13. Or even if I didn't tell them, they could go through the steps and recognize where I'm up to. But it would be helpful if I said, hey, we just finished 13 and they can go straight to 14. But I want you to recognize the power of this document. This document here represents the ability to get stuff done. And this is the same in most businesses, except it's not. They don't have this manual. They might have a whole bunch of manuals that don't work, that are inconsistent, if they have manuals at all. And then there's a question mark about why does stuff take so long? Why are there so many errors? Do you want to think about how difficult this job would be without the instructions? I might get there. I might. Just kind of working it out through trial and error. But I want you to look, check out how many holes are on this couple of pieces here. This is just 3 bits of it. Like, to get this particular piece here, that had to be at hole 20. If you put it at 19, if you put it at 22, it's not going to work. That's documented here. That one step alone might have added 1.5 hours to this build, which doesn't sound too bad, 1.5 hours. But when you are doing that in your business over and over and over, those 1.5 hours add up, particularly because you're paying someone, you're paying your team to do this work, and it's not getting done right because there is no documentation. Now, you might think that this is your fault. You might think that, hey, well, I know that I've got documentation. This is not new. This message is not new. But what is the problem then? The problem is that it's not easy to use the manual. It's easy to use this manual. Why? Because it's right here. Literally right here. With the work. With the work. That is the simple trick to getting your teams to work more effectively, to get you out of working 60, 80-hour weeks. It's the structure of how you set this stuff up that determines the results. You get the structure right, and I'll give you a big hint. If you put the manual with the work, it's a whole lot easier. If you want to know how to do that, head over to systemio.dev. Thanks for tuning in today. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode as we continue this journey into the power of systems to create results. Look forward to seeing you then.